This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Monigold versus Gould. You all have been married for 10 years, and I noticed from the court papers you all are from Alaska. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
We know it gets pretty cold in Alaska. Whether this relationship gets colder than that depends on what happens here today. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Monigold, you've opened up this lawsuit. Tell us why.
After being with someone for 10 years, you get to know behaviors and patterns, and lately his behaviors have been very shady and very suspicious, and there's been a lot of heartache in our marriage for the last year, a lot of arguing. I feel like I'm in the same room with him and he's a million miles away, that the connection has been lost, the bond has been broken, and I miss him. I miss the affection we used to have and the romance, and I don't know where he's gone.
It must be really distressing to be in the room with someone and you might as well be in the room with this.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Gould, what are you here to prove today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to show her that, I'm not cheating on her, that, I've been loyal and I want her to start trust me. There was trust and the trust has been eroded, and, I want to bring that back into the relationship so things work out between us a lot better.
So, Ms. Monigold, there was cheating in the past, and so you have concerns that he's back to his old tricks again. What are those warning signs?
Like, he will go run errands or go to the store and be gone. His time's not accounted for. He'll be gone for 3 hours and go to the store and come back with one thing. And it's usually something that he wouldn't even buy for himself. So I think he's buying it for somebody else, or his phone will be off while he's gone and I can't get a hold of him. And he just always has an excuse for these things.
Well, sometimes lines are long at the supermarket, a lot of people there.
Sometimes, but every time.
Okay,
yeah.
Once or twice you might be able to buy, but every time he's gone, just for a little shopping errand, it takes 3 hours.
Right.
And women are attuned to these things. Like, the first time it happens, you're like, hey, that took a while. And you might look at what he bought and say, when did he start using that? And then the next time it happens, you're like, okay, wait a minute. And then the third time it happens, you're like, okay, we got a problem here.
Right. So you've got a running clock going in your head every time I leave the house to go to the store? You say women are attuned to it, so it's like, and go.
No. I'm just saying that you don't know that until you realize, hey, it's something amiss here.
It's just a feeling.
But it's a feeling. We notice everything. We notice when you wear different cologne, or you're putting on cologne more often, or if you start wearing your fancy underwear, or all those things. Women notice all that.
Fancy underwear.
Well, I'm not saying you have fancy.
Ron, do you have fancy underwear?
Not really, no.
Okay, all right.
Well, like if you go from boxers to tidy whities, or vice versa, or all those things we take in. If you start showering more often, even though it appears to be a good thing, but you only take a shower once a day, now you're taking 2 a day. Those are all the things that kind of get on our radar and say, now what is that?
And so, Ms. Monigold, are these the kinds of things you're seeing, just like after you've been together for so long, you start to see these drastic changes?
Right. And so all of them add up to one thing. Like, one morning we went for an appointment, and after the appointment, he dropped me off at work.
Okay.
And when I come home from work that day, we go to take off our jackets to hang them up. He has no shirt on underneath his jacket.
And he took his shirt off with some other woman.
That's what I believe.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Gould, I would love to be able to advance the argument that you just got hot and you took your shirt off, but you live in Alaska. So I don't think that's going to fly very well. Why did you have your shirt off at a point in time where she thinks, oh yeah, you definitely should have had a shirt on. She saw you before with the shirt on.
Right. Well, Your Honor, I grabbed whatever, threw it on, and my jacket was right there, so I just threw it over, not thinking, and went about the day. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but, when I came back home and unzipped it, it was like, okay, I forgot, I wasn't wearing a shirt. But you get used to it. You don't notice the layers so much.
But nevertheless, you can understand why your wife is like, really? Because I'm sitting here going, really?
Right.
Okay, well, I guess you could leave your shirt off, but I'm not sure.
As long as you don't go anywhere where you've got the no shirt, no service sign, you're okay.
I guess so.
Yeah. But you don't believe him. You think it's...
I think all these things add up to another woman.
Have you found anything that makes you think that he's cheating?
Yes, when I've done laundry around the house, I found clothes that aren't mine.
Like what kind of clothes?
One occasion I found underwear that were too big to be mine. Recently I found another pair of underwear that were too small for me. I found them at the end of the bed, and also found a pair of socks at the end of the bed. And the pair of socks I found, I saw on a woman that had been over to our house previously.
Was this woman a friend, or who was
More
this
of
woman?
an acquaintance, a friend of a friend.
So these socks you saw on another woman who had been to your house, an acquaintance, and you trying to figure out, why is this woman's socks at the end of my bed?
Absolutely, leads me to believe that the underwear were hers too.
Mr. Gould, you seem to have a problem with clothes. You don't have clothes when you're supposed to. Clothes that are not supposed to be there are showing up. I mean, I was okay with the no shirt thing, but now this is another level. Women's panties that don't belong to your wife in your house at the end of your bed. How in the world can you explain that?
One of the explanations I came up with was that, maybe she likes to use multiple dryers for one load of clothes when she washes them. And so I thought, sometimes maybe somebody forgot their underwear in. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds ridiculous, but I honestly don't have a real good explanation for it. And then another thing could be, I also told her, my ex lives down the road. This is something that could have been, she's been trying to get even with me, so maybe she planted them, I don't know. We do leave our door unlocked and whatnot. I know it sounds ridiculous, but...
But I picked up on, you said one of the excuses I gave, like...
No, one of the excuses I came up with. That was his phrase.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound...
Well, one of the reasons why it was there at the time, yeah. I mean excuses, but honestly, I don't have a real good reason for it being there. I don't know why it got
Okay, but please don't suggest to me that now we have a pair of underwear, a pair of socks, that have been planted by somebody else
Now,
at two different times.
Not just by somebody else.
But his ex.
An ex.
Okay. So you're not telling us that, are you?
I don't know, Your Honor. I have no good reason for why it's there. It wasn't me. So, I mean, that's all I can say, really. Honestly, I didn't have anything to do with it.
That's what you got.
That's what I got.
Okay, I gotta ask this question, Cutler. The socks. You said you saw these same socks on an acquaintance.
Yes.
If it were me, I'd have to do a little bit more of an investigation of that woman. Have you perchance done that?
Well, I didn't really need to. Last week when I came home from work, I don't take my phone to work with me. I leave it at home.
Okay.
When I came home from work that day and opened up my phone, I can see that this woman's socks, I thought they had logged into her Facebook account on my phone. And I don't understand how that happened unless she was there that day.
So you're wondering why is some woman...
sock lady?
Why is this, this particular woman in your house?
Right, and he knows I'm uncomfortable with her being there at all. I'm uncomfortable with her, period.
Okay, so why was sock lady at the house?
Your Honor, you know what? I have no good explanation for that either.
Okay, wait. Was she at the house?
As far as I know, no. But, I have no idea it just came in and she brought that up, and I don't know, Your Honor. I have no idea. We leave our doors unlocked, our windows open. It's hot in the summer. It could be a possibility that maybe she came into the house, and I don't know.
Okay, you know what? This is not Goldilocks just trying to find some porridge and a comfortable bed or a nice chair to sit in.
Well,
People don't just walk in folks' houses and say, well, let me see. Oh, her phone. Let me go in there and let me use her phone.
Well, it kind of is like Goldilocks because you had one pair of panties that were too big, you had another pair of panties that were too small, and then you had the socks that fit just right.
That's right. Okay. I don't even have words for this.
I don't have words for it either, only because for each scenario, he's like, yeah, you got me. And, at some point, it points to one thing. Either you're not being fully forthcoming or you are by far the world's unluckiest person.
Well, they just don't make sense to me.
Me and you, we're here.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
And not only does it not make sense, it's very hurtful to you, isn't it?
Oh, my heart aches every day. I still very much love him. I very much still have a crush on him.
Tell him how it makes you feel.
It hurts me every day. Every day we're going through it where we should be having good memories made, we're making bad ones.
Well, Mr. Cutler, this is a 10-year marriage on the line. They have been together 11 years. She feels distant and apart from him. And it's because of this evidence. She has found mystery panties, one too small, one too big, twice in their home.
Once on the foot of their bed.
One of them in the foot of the bed. She's found socks that belong to an acquaintance. And those socks were also found in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came home from work one day, picks up her phone, she's left her phone at home for 5 hours, picks it up, and this woman, the sock lady, I've dubbed her, has used her phone to log into Facebook. And what we have is basically no response or nuh-uh from Mr. Gould.
Yeah.
And she says, if this continues, if this is true, she's done. Am I right, Ms. Monigold?
Yes.
You just can't continue to have this heartache.
Right. Every day it seems I'm crying over something or we're arguing over something. It's just been very dramatic the last year. And
You're just like, I can't
I need
put up
him to
with
come
this.
back to me or tell me he's in love with somebody else.
But what you're not going to do is stay in limbo.
Absolutely not. I can't do that.
So the
Mr.
stakes
Gould,
are high.
Are you in love with somebody else?
No, Your Honor.
Is there somebody else?
No, Your Honor, there isn't. You know, I know she doesn't believe me, but it is what it is, and you know that's how it is, and you know I'm not guilty of that. So
And you're here to prove that today?
I'm here to prove that today.
Once and for all?
Once and for all, absolutely.
All right. This court has done a full and complete investigation. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating? Ms. Cisco, would you please state for the court record your credentials?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former military interrogator certified by the Department of Defense, and shortly after 9/11, I was deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where I interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban. And since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel, and government agency personnel in interviewing and interrogation techniques.
Some people have even gone to jail based on your analysis and your interrogation, correct?
That is correct.
So, can you tell us what you did to investigate this particular case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I first had the accused write a witness statement. So I go through that and I look for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied their case files. I put together an interrogation plan, and then with those two pieces of evidence, I call them, I create an interrogation plan and interrogate the accused to see if they are cheating.
So you conducted a full investigation. What were the results of your investigation?
At first, Mr. Gould's body language was very difficult to read because he was closed off during the entire interview. However, he still engaged in conversation with me. He admitted that he had cheated in the past, but he told me that for the past 2 years that he's been faithful and he hasn't cheated.
Now, Ms. Monigold has found mysterious panties around the house, mysterious socks, and she believes that may belong to a mutual friend of theirs. In your investigation, what did you find out about this mutual friend?
Mr. Gould admitted to me that he wanted to engage in a threesome with this woman. So he said that she was very young and attractive, but then he told me that he did not play with her or have sex with her.
Is there anything else you learned while you were interrogating Mr. Gould?
Mr. Gould did tell me he also feels that, and again, I'm going to quote him, for the last 2 years of being faithful, I feel like it's been for nothing because I'm still being accused of cheating.
So, at the end of your interrogation, what was your conclusion about whether Mr. Gould is cheating or not?
So my overall conclusion is that Mr. Gould has not cheated and has been faithful for the past 2 years.
Ms. Monigold, upon hearing those results, what's going through your mind right now?
I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm very happy.
You can go over there and let him know.
I'm glad the results showed that he was being truthful, that he was not cheating. But Mr. Gould, I do have to answer one of your questions. Your question was, if you're going to be accused of cheating, what's the point of not cheating? The point of not cheating is you made a promise to this woman that you wouldn't. So you have to be a man of your word, even if you're accused of cheating, because you made a promise to her that you wouldn't. Two pieces of advice for you. One, talk to our counselor. He'll help you as you move forward from this point to get over this hurdle so that your marriage can grow and be even better than it is now. Second piece of advice, lock your doors. As we say in this courtroom, don't cheat yourself out of a chance for a happy, healthy relationship. Court is adjourned.
Thank you.